Can Native Americans grow beards? Have you ever wondered why Native Americans are always clean-shaven or have little to no facial hair? In fact, this isn't unique only to the facial area, but in general Native Americans have less body hair than other human groups. Before you make conclusions based on pop culture, let's try and understand the reasons behind the growth or the lack there of beards in the various Native American communities. Do you think it is due to genetics, culture, a bit of both, or something else altogether? Reasons why Native Americans don't grow beards? This stereotype that Native Americans are incapable of growing a beard has been created by the photos found in museums and magazines, but Native Americans can grow a beard like lumberjack beard style, albeit most of them do have slightly lower growth than other ethnicities and groups. At the end of the day, it depends on the individual factors, such as genetics, health, hormones levels, etc., that contribute to facial hair growth. Most men can grow a beard, but the length and thickness vary from person to person. So why is it that the average Native American has no facial hair? Well, it is due to the fact that Native Americans used to remove their hair every chance they got, usually by plucking with tweezers. Elijah Middlebrook Haynes wrote in his book The American Indian, "Beard they consider a vulgarity, and use every means, upon signs of its appearance, to remove it. They preferred to be hair-free as they thought it looked better to be clean-shaven than have thin beards and sparse hairs here and there." Native Americans do have facial hair, but admittedly it is quite rare to see any tribesman with a long flowing beard. Facial hair genetics of Native Americans. Most experts cite genetics as the most significant factor when it comes to beard growth. If you can't grow a thick beard, you can blame your genetics. Ancestry of Native Americans. Indeed, Native Americans have thinner beards compared to Europeans, Middle Easterners, South Asians, and North Africans. This is because they share ancestry with their East Asian cousins, such as the Chinese, Koreans, and Japanese. Various people from these groups went to explore the Americas, and therefore we can see similarities between the East Asians and Native Americans. This trait of thin beards was passed on from generation to generation, and that is why we see a lack of thick beards with natives. Are present-day Native Americans growing a beard? As you know, Native American populations have experienced explosive growth since the 1960s. These increased numbers are due to two reasons: natural births and increased identification of mixed-raced individuals as Native American. Tips and tricks for Native Americans to help beard growth. Try to do activities to reduce your stress levels, such as yoga, regular exercise, socializing, etc. A balanced healthy diet with all the necessary vitamins and minerals will help your body regulate hormones levels. You need to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep a day. Avoid smoking as it is bad for your hair growth. It is necessary to wash your face regularly to maintain good skin health. As mentioned earlier, these steps do not guarantee anything as genetics still play a major role to determine your beard growth. To have better results, you can always look into facial hair transplants. As more people become open to surgical procedures to ensure that they look good, you can also turn to beard transplants for better results. Of course, you need to shell out quite a fortune to get these implants. In the US, beard transplants from a respectable center cost anywhere between $5,000 and $15,000.